Hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Patchy Sideburn, and first off, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. It means a lot coming from a new YouTube user. So today, I'm just going to be talking about why I love Battlefield 4 so much, and why I continue to play it 4 years after its release. Even though Battlefield 1 is a great game, and it's very popular at the moment, I can't bring myself to put down Battlefield 4. There's just so much replay value in that game. I honestly can't see myself ever stop playing it because it is so much fun. And you never know what's going to happen in the game. So I've got a few things here that I just want to go over on why I love the game so much and why I think it's one of the more fun Battlefield titles. So first off, we've got customization. I'm just going in random orders here. I've got a little list, but the customization in Battlefield 4 is pretty amazing. You know, how many different camos are there for guns? How many different attachments are there for guns? Sure, some of the attachments may be like, kind of useless. Like you can put a 4x ACOG scope on most of the PDWs, which seems, a little bit kind of overkill, because when are you going to use a 4x scope on a PDW and CQB? It just doesn't make sense to me. I've seen people do it, but I'll stick with the red dots. But yeah, you've got, a crazy amount of customization on vehicles as well. How many different tank shells do you have? You've got different shells on the LAVs, different helicopter attachments, and it goes down to even the flares. Like, you have different flares, man, not just different weapons on the choppers and whatnot. So, and speaking of choppers, one of the other things that I really like about Battlefield 4 is that it has helicopters. Battlefield 1 obviously doesn't have helicopters because it's set in World War I, and obviously they didn't have helicopters back then. One of the things that I don't really care for about helicopters in Battlefield 4 is that if there's a good pilot on the team, like especially Siege of Shanghai, they're almost unstoppable and they can control a game the entire round. And it's almost not fair, especially if the server is owned by the pilot. He can say, no stingers, no iglas, you'll be banned. And I've seen a lot of pilots that live up to that rule. They'll ban anybody that uses stingers. But I have to admit, I've been using the attack helicopters a lot more, and they're really fun. You can go on some crazy kill streaks, and they're a blast, man. You just can't do that in Battlefield 1. You can't just hop in a helicopter and hydro rocket a bunch of dudes on the ground. Sticking with vehicles, we've got jets in Battlefield 4. Yeah, there are biplanes and what have you in Battlefield 1, but you can't drop a JDAM on a tank, and you can't, as far as I know, you can't rent a Zook in Battlefield 1 either. And that's a big thing for me, because the stunts in Battlefield 4 are also a lot of fun. But yeah, you've got jets, helicopters, modern day tanks, really badass vehicles. And I'm not saying that the vehicles in Battlefield 1 aren't badass, because they are. You get a good tank driver in Battlefield 1, he can control the round just like a pilot can in Battlefield 4. Moving on to infantry gameplay, the guns in Battlefield 4. How many guns are in Battlefield 4? I think over 100. And I really like the setup in Battlefield 4. They have it to where every class, every kit can use DMRs, shotguns, and carbines. And I think that's really cool, because in previous titles, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be, but it seemed really limited to, which classes could use which guns, like it really seemed to me, at least, like in Battlefield 4, or Battlefield 3, that assault would, use assault rifles, engineers would use PDWs, almost, very consistently they'd use PDWs. I would almost never see them use anything else. Supports, obviously they'd use MLGs, and recons would use snipers. Did they? I think they had shotguns on recon too. That was annoying, but yeah, a lot of guns in Battlefield 4 compared to, honestly guys, I don't play a lot of Battlefield 1, but the last time I played, there didn't seem to be a whole lot of different guns to choose from. And from what I could tell, the guns in Battlefield 1 are just a bunch of different variants, you know, of the same gun that have very minor stat changes. Sticking with guns, the gunplay in Battlefield 4 is just out of this world. You go back and play Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3, even Hardline. I mean, sure, Hardline is newer, isn't it? Yes, but the gunplay in Battlefield 4, it's so smooth and responsive, and you can really get a feel for a gun if you use it long enough, if you master it. If you get the 500 kills to a gun, you can go on insane tears with that gun. Yeah, you can do it in Battlefield 1, but there's not enough. There aren't enough guns in Battlefield 1. That's why you see a lot of players with 100 service stars for the Model 10 and guns of that sort. And keeping on guns, the gun balance in Battlefield 4 is great. I mean, there aren't very many guns on the battlefield in Battlefield 4 that seem to rule the battlefield. You have a few, you know, like the ace weapons, ace 52, ace 21, ace 23. Those guns are all, I would say, really good. I mean, you can go on crazy tears with that even if you're not an experienced player. But there are many other guns to counter it, you know. Great weapon balance as far as I'm concerned. And there's so many guns, so many different variations of customization that you can do. You can put on red dots, canted iron sights. Those are cool, I think. I never use them, but they're cool. It's a cool thing to have. You know, you got different laser sights, flashlights, tactical lights, all that great stuff. Another thing I really enjoy about Battlefield 4 is that they really give power to the individual, like infantry players. Almost every kit has a way to deal with vehicles. Recon has C4, support has C4, obviously engineer has rockets, mines, and stuff like that. Assault is kind of left out of the equation because they don't have much to deal with vehicles. But you can, if you're a good infantry player, you won't have a problem with vehicles. The power of one player in Battlefield 4, can change the flow of a game. I've seen it happen. It's happened against me. I've done it in games. The power of the individual is amazing in Battlefield 4 and probably one of my favorite things about it. My last thing to go on is the map flow in Battlefield 4. The maps are beautiful. They flow well. You don't get in a whole lot of spawn traps in Battlefield 4 unless you're on locker. And that's about it, guys. Kind of running out of time, and I don't want to do a second take. So thanks for watching. I'll have one up soon, another video up soon, and have a good day, guys.